বরধারী গোপীজন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে। শিল প্রভুপাদ কি জয়। হরে কৃষ্ণ।
Hari Bol, very nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, that was wonderful. Devotees, let us now recite our Mangala Charan, and then we can discuss today's verse. Who can recite Mangala Charan, devotees? Harini Mataji, Indra Mataji, Mahesh Prabhu.
Yep. Harini Mataji, do you like, or otherwise I can do?
You can go ahead, Prabhu. Looks like they are...
Okay.
Prabhuji, you can go ahead, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Thank you.
Om Adnanathmirandasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chakshurunmilita Ena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishta Stapita Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maya Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalaha Sri Guruna Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvita Sarjivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padana Sahagan Lalita Sri Vishakantviksha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Krupa Sindhu Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhuji. So, devotees, we are in chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge. And yesterday, we would have read very nice verse, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Krishna is talking about those devotees who are always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Perpetually. Nitya Yukta. Very important. We also do Yukta. We have some Vairagya, devotion, bhakti and everything. But Nitya, can we make that all the time? And Krishna is saying Satatam, always. Kirtayanta. This is one of the very specific words Krishna is using, Kirtana. Of course, here Kirtana does not necessarily mean only the bhajans or kirtans. It also includes that. But overall, Kirtana means any devotional service. Or any devotional service we do to Krishna. So very important. So Krishna has said that whoever does, always chanting his glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before him, these great souls perpetually worship Krishna with devotion. So now as we can see, Krishna does this all through the chapters. He is giving one set of category of devotees, then he would back it up with the next category. Because this world, this entire manifestation that is Krishna's beauty. Krishna's, since he's unlimited, there are various flavors of devotion, just not one. Some who is completely pure devotion. Now he's going to talk about the second set of devotees who may not be as much as Satatam. So let us read what Krishna is talking about here. Devotees, who can read 9:15, the most conferential novel?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read.
Go ahead, Mata.
Oh, Mataji, want to read? Please go ahead, Mataji. I'll read after you. Mataji.
I can read after that. Thank you.
Oh, okay, Mataji. Bhagavad Gita 9.15. Jnana yagnena chapi anyay yajanto mama upasate ekadvena prithagvena bahuda vishvatamu mukham.
Very nice, Mataji. Indra Mataji, please.
Yeah. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9:15. Text 15. Jnana yagnena chapyanye yajanto mam upastate ekatvena prataktavena bahuda visvato mukham. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Devotees, who else can read?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Please, Prabhu.
Jnano yagana chapi anne yanto mam upashate ekottano pritaktano bohuda vishyato mukham. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Devotees, let's say it's not a very big, long purport. Two devotees can split. Synonym translation, one devotee, purport, another devotee.
Yeah, I can try
Please,
synonymous and translation. Yeah. Jnana ajena, by cultivation of knowledge, cha also, api certainly, anya others, yajantaha sacrificing, mama me upaste worship, ekatvena in oneness, prathaktvena in duality, bahuda in diversity, Vishwatamukham and in the universal form. The translation by Sri Lord Prabhupada. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Let us see. Who can read the purport, devotee?
I can read Prabhuji if anyone.
Sure. Yeah, please, correct me.
This verse is the summary purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. This verse is the summary of the previous verses. The Lord tells Arjuna that those who are purely in Krishna consciousness and do not know anything other than Krishna are called Mahatma. Yet there are other persons who are not exactly in the position of Mahatma, but who worship Krishna also in different ways. Some of them have already been described as the distressed, the financially destitute, the inquisitive, and those who are engaged in the cultivation of knowledge. But there are others who are still lower, and these are divided into three. He who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. Number 2, he who concocts some form of the Supreme Lord and worships that. Number 3, he who accepts the universal form, the Vishwarupa of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and worships that. Out of the above three, the lowest, those who worship those who worship themselves as the Supreme Lord, thinking themselves to be monists, are most predominant. Such people think themselves to be the Supreme Lord, and in this mentality, they worship themselves. This is also a type of God worship, for they can understand that they are not the material body but are actually spirit soul. At least such a sense is prominent. So, should I stop, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can complete, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Generally, the impersonalists worship the Supreme Lord in this way. The second class includes the worshippers of the demigods, those who, by imagination, consider any form to be the form of the Supreme Lord. And the third class includes those who cannot conceive of anything beyond the manifestation of this material universe. They consider the universe to be the supreme organism or entity and worship that. The universe is also a form of the Lord. So here, Prabhuji, from the Mahatma we read in the previous verse, who are the Mahatma? Who are engaging all their senses to the lotus feet of Krishna, and they do not think anything else other than Krishna, and only they work for the pleasure of the Lord. There is no hidden agenda, no material desire, anything. So they are the Mahatmas, and in Shastras there are a lot of examples of who are the Mahatmas. Our Acharyas, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada himself is a Mahatma. Day after tomorrow, his appearance day is coming. So he is one of the great example of Mahatma, who all constantly think about Krishna. So, but other than that, here Prabhupada is explaining there are other four kinds of devotees who also come to Krishna consciousness, which are Artharthi, Gyani, and Jigashu. Here it says that distressed Artha, financially destitute is Artharthi, and then Gyani is cultivation of knowledge, who engaged in cultivation of knowledge, and inquisitive is Jigyashu, who had question about Krishna. They want to know who is Krishna, etc. So other than that, here Prabhupada also explained like person who worship himself as one of the Supreme Lord. So it's like Prabhuji, it's my understanding is they think that you are God, I am God, right, Prabhuji? They are the Mayavadis, right? Who worships himself as one of the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, this whole concept of Mayavadi is a little complex. It is not just one set of group, or there are various variations of. But yeah, generally, who does not think that Krishna is the supreme Lord? There are many, you can call them a devotee. Krishna, Srila Prabhupada is calling them there also.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a type of a God worship. They are also devotees in one kind of one sense. They accept Krishna as the God, but not the supreme God. They think this Brahman is the ultimate, and from Brahman there are so many expansions happen, and Krishna is one of that higher level of expansion. And they think that they are also part and parcel of that kind of an expansion. They're not Krishna, they know that much, but they don't consider Krishna as the supreme.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
And even though the first one, some of them, because they don't consider Krishna as the supreme, they think that because they are also part and parcel of the Atma, which is the, under the Paramatma. So they think that they are also indirectly like Krishna. And then they think that they are also God. There are so many like that. Even in India, even they are called Bhagavan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go ahead, Mataji. So that is one type is
who concocts some form of the Supreme Lord and worship them. What Prabhupada explained, the second type is that they worship demigods. they think it's a form of the Supreme Lord, but it's an offense. Like comparing a demigods with the Supreme Lord is an offense. That's also it's not. I mean, but devotees does that for in purpose. Like when they worship the demigods, always they have a hidden agenda of getting something from the worshiping the demigods. So that's what here explained, like who worship any form of some form of Supreme Lord and worship that. So but Krishna and the other demigods are not equal. That's an offense thinking about that. And then he who accepts the universal form, the Vishwarupa. So this one, Prabhuji, I don't understand very well. If you please explain.
Yeah, definitely. Baldesa Prabhu, you want to say something about the Vishwarupa? Why that is not the ultimate realization, even though uh, there are two types of realization about Vishwarupa, but I would let Baldesa Prabhu talk about that. Then maybe I can share a little bit.
Guruji, whatever I learned from Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, verses 31, 32, 33, what explained there, that this is a material form for the people who cannot conceive Krishna in Shyamsundar form. To them, God will be huge, humongous, and they'll be afraid of God. And when Krishna showed them that Vishwarupa, where he has millions of, thousands of heads, thousands of faces, thousands of arms, and the Brahman Jyoti is like 1,000 times equivalent to sun. That Arjuna telling that Krishna, I cannot tolerate anymore. Come, you take your usual form. So with this Virat form, those non-devotees, they surrender. And for them, that form Krishna created. But with that form, there is no planet in the spiritual world. This is imaginary. Another verse in the Bhagavatam 10 Canto, where Bhagavad mentioned that Monishino Kalpanti. This form is a Monishino Kalpanti. And Prabhupada explaining also in the first canto, third chapter, that it is the imaginary form of the Lord. There is no form this in the spiritual world. That's why I understood from Prabhupada's explanation, Guruji. Please correct me.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice Prabhu. Yes, it is a little kind of a complex understanding, and why Srila Prabhupada is saying that it's an imaginary kind of a form. I have read in certain literature, even from Srila Prabhupada, there are two types of, even in that kind of an understanding, in the Vishwarupa understanding. One is a realization. If somebody understands that it is only Krishna, that he is showing that everything belongs to him, like the Aham Sarvasya Prabhava. The devotees can understand that. Non-devotees, they think that again they go back to the Brahman kind of an understanding that Krishna cannot be really, he is also part and parcel of this expansion, is one part of the Vishwarupa. Because he's displaying so much, they think that he is also part of that. That is called concept, way of conceptualization. One is realization, one is. So if you realize that this is Krishna and everything is from Krishna, that's a good understanding. That's nothing wrong with that. But if you think that everything belongs to, it cannot be defined, it is so large, because Krishna is displaying so much. Everything, all demigods, all the plan, different manifestation, different universes, the plan, the three lokas, the upper loka, the bhuloka, the below, the lower lokas. So that when non-devotees, they think that maybe God cannot be, Krishna cannot be defined. So the understanding is that Krishna is everywhere. Krishna, as explained in the last 2-3 few verses ago, but not everything is inside him. In the sense, is mountain Krishna? Yes, it is part and parcel of Krishna. But is mountain, is that what is Krishna? No, Krishna has got a spiritual form. He's not of a material form. So that even when Krishna comes to the material planet, he doesn't lose his spiritual form. So that is why this Vishwarupa is called as the kind of a material form, because he displays everything there, all the manifestation. And he, of course, displays the spiritual platform also. But non-devotees, they look only at all those things that they are able to see. All the, even from Satyaloka to the Narakaloka to Satyaloka. They think that, again, they go back to the Brahman realization, that Brahman is, manifest. It cannot be, it's infinite. It cannot be defined. And that kind of a concept is wrong. But the realization that Krishna is everything, that is a good realization. So we have to understand. We will come to that at some point of time. We can discuss this little more. As Prabhuji was saying, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam Canto 1, in the initial verses, 30 and 31 and so on. If possible, today, we will try to read at least 1 or 2 verses from Bhagavatam about Krishna's appearance. But let us first discuss this a little bit. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying, out of this kind of a category, where others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge, Srila Prabhupada is categorizing them into 3. One, as Bhashwati Mataji said, one who worships himself as one with the Supreme Lord. There are so many, examples. They have been, either people call them Bhagavan or they self call them Bhagavan. They call them as Bhagavan Dada, Bhagavan Swami, Swami Bhagavan. There are so many sadhus and monks and personalities like that. So that is one. But here again, Srila Prabhupada is saying such people think themselves to the Supreme Lord. In this mentality, they worship themselves. This is also a type of worship for they can understand they are not the material body. So Srila Prabhupada is giving them some credit. It's not the best way. Definitely not. And it mostly belongs to the, impersonal philosophical process. It's not the best way at all. But what Prabhupada is saying here is that at least they have come to the platform that they know that they are not the material body. So to that extent, they get credit. And the next category is one, the worship of various demigods, and we have almost like 33 million demigods and various, from Satyaloka itself, there are so many. So some people worship that and they think that is what is the ultimate purpose. There is, even in India, devotees we would have seen, there is Shani Bhagavan. Have you all heard? Shani Bhagavan?
Yes, Prabhu.
People all go to
Yes,
the temple,
Prabhu.
especially Saturday, and they think that worshipping Shani Bhagavan will relieve them from all the obstacles they are facing in the material platform. Again, the question is that if we are going to look everything from the material angle, then they fall into this category. Devotees are beyond this. Devotees, because that is what we are. Our original position is we are spirit soul, eternal spirit soul. But if you are going to think in a material platform, then all will be only following these 3. And Krishna has already explained in the previous chapter, Chaturvida Bhajante Mam. They are slightly better. But here, as we can see, this is all we are seeing today in the world. That's what happened. They look everything in a material platform. Who can relieve me from this material obstacles and challenges and difficulties? But devotees are not bothered about that at all, because they say, hey, I am part and parcel of Krishna. I want to surrender to Krishna. So again, Krishna is only giving another option here, not the best option. He has already mentioned that who think about him all the time in a pure bhakti, which is called nirguna, nitya yukta, Shuddha Bhakti, always perpetually engaged. That is the best. And some will not be able to do that and they fall into those categories. We have already seen that in earlier verses, right? So, any more comments, devotees? Devotees, let me ask, who is really impressed with this material world? Who want to continue status quo? Getting more money, getting more material benefit, getting more material opulences, and you want to enjoy them more and more. Most people want that. But is there anyone here that they want more and more material opulence? No, not really. Devotees,
No.
their mind. Go ahead, Mataji.
No, Prabhuji, it's temporary. It gives only temporary happiness, all this material happiness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Krishna himself has said, Dukhalayam ashashvatam, that in the end, it is a misery. Everything starts rosy initially. Then, beyond misery, it's also very temporary. If you even achieve something, you're not going to be able to enjoy that for a longer time. Why you won't be able to enjoy? Even we have seen in Bhagavatam, the episode of Yayati. Yayati wanted to enjoy again and again. He was so into sense gratification, he went to his kids, children. He said that, can you please give me your youth? I want to enjoy it more and more. Finally, one of his sons, he said that, okay, I'm ready to give you all my, whatever lifetime I have, I'll give it to you. And then he enjoyed for several thousands of years. Ultimately, his conclusion is that it's not worthwhile. After even getting thousands of years of living, Yayati says that it's not worth it. I'm not getting any satisfaction. I think the only permanent satisfaction I will get is by surrendering at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So we are seeing again and again Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata. This is all teaches us that we can try, and even in this material world, we are seeing that our age, we are going to age. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Most of us are good. But what will happen next moment, we don't know. Very quickly, devotees, one of my family member, that Mataji left her body about 10 days ago. She is about 70 years old, and she and her husband, this happened in Chicago. They used to go for morning walk, and both have started walking.
What happened, Prabhuji, to that Mataji?
Yeah, I'll tell you, but I will just take two minutes. So they started walking. As you know, the men walk little faster. They just don't even look behind. And he normally used to walk little fast, make 2-3 rounds in the particular park. And then Mataji would follow him, and she would join him eventually. So on this particular day, the Prabhu he started walking fast, and Mataji, after 15 minutes, he looks behind. Mataji is not there. And he's kind of surprised, and then he called her phone number, no response at all. And after about half an hour, somebody picked up the phone. They said that this lady, she fainted, and we had to call emergency, and then they had to take her to the hospital. This all has happened within about an hour, devotees, an hour to 90 minutes. And the doctor said that she had a stroke, and there is no chance of her survival because 90% of her brain is completely, the bleeding, and slowly it is dripping into her neck. So there is no way to even perform a surgery. And even if they do it, there is no guarantee she will even survive. So they all discussed among the family members. She was on a ventilator for about, I think, 2 days. And then a panel of all the doctors, they decided that even a ventilator will not work. We have to remove the ventilator. And then I think the third or the fourth day, they removed the ventilator, and the Mataji, she survived for another maybe 36 hours or so without ventilator. And she left her body about a week ago. So the reason I'm saying this is that this Mataji, she was about to visit, she said, they're all great Krishna devotees also, not ISKCON, but they read Bhagavad Gita a lot. Her husband is a great scholarly type. He has written many books, on the explanation of Bhagavad Gita. So the question, the thing that we can learn from episode like this is that nobody knows what will happen the next moment. And this is a very no health condition. And this Mataji was not taking any medication, no prescription at all. So how could somebody leave? I mean, it's not that she's 90-year-old or anything like that. 70 is still, in American standard, it is still a young life. But I think when I spoke to, her kids, children, they are all grown up. They said that, yes, my mother had a good life. Everybody loved her. She loved everyone. And, they used to read Bhagavad Gita and all scriptures and so on. So, devotees, padam yat vipadam, Bhagavatam says, we have no idea. So, within this short span of time, how we can understand, we can sit down and talk about all the technical and the literature and so on. But by this time, reading Bhagavad Gita at least one time, we can, that depends on us. Whether I'm going to take Krishna seriously as my top priority, or I'm just going to keep him as one of the priorities, or I'm not going to keep him as a priority at all. There are so many people, they read Bhagavad Gita. They've read maybe one time, two times, but they don't take it very seriously. So this is the free will, how we use our free will. Krishna is giving us the free will only. And if somebody wants to come again and again and be part of this kind of a category, where you can come, Krishna has already explained that you can take birth in a good family also, rich family, aristocratic family. But then he says that only if you are in a devotional family and if you can advance on that, that is your final, realization. That's all its entire thing about. And now it is Krishna's appearance day also. Why does he appear, right? Anyhow, let us briefly talk about Krishna's appearance. But any thought on this verse, devotee? Our Vasant Prabhu is also here.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol Prabhuji. I'm so sorry I joined so late. I'm driving.
Sure.
But thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Sure. Drive safe, Prabhu. You're going back to Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm going home. I shall return on a Sunday.
Okay.
We have a program tomorrow, Janmashtami program.
Very good, Prabhu. Have a wonderful Sri Krishna Janmashtami, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, and to all of you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Okay, Mahesh Prabhu, any thought what Krishna is saying here?
Yeah, it's
Similar.
thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, it is a continuation of the previous verse where the Prabhuji explained about, Lord Sri Krishna explained about Mahatma who engage in all the time, like Nitya. And Nitya means all the time, chanting the name of Sri Krishna, then in the devotional path and devotional thing, But there are like several other people, probably they are not Mahatmas or they call themselves Mahatma, but they are not exactly the Mahatma. And Prabhuji clearly explained what type of, it's like these three type of people who are not Mahatmas and they are not great devotees, and they have their own understanding and interpretation of that, depending on in which category they belongs to. Yeah, they call themselves Mahatma or Supreme Lord, or they worship the demigods, thinking like they are the Supreme Lords, or they think like everything is, the entire material world. Maybe it is. The actual reality, and they work from that point of view that everything is Sri Krishna. So there are like certain plus and minuses, but they are not exactly what Mahatma should be as per the Lord Sri Krishna and Lord Prabhupada. Yeah, that is what I understand here. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, nice explanation. Yeah.
Krishna mentioned in chapter 7, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapatyate Vasudeva Sarvam Miti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. That if one can understand that Vasudeva, Krishna, is everything, that kind of personality is very rare. He is known as the Mahatma. So Krishna is definitely, motivating us, inspiring us to be on the devotional path, because we can understand why do we need a partial understanding and realization. Right? Brahman realization is okay, but it's only partial.
Yeah.
Why don't we put some more effort, try to surrender to Krishna? That's it. It's much easier, much joyful.
Yeah.
We have a fantastic, good family. The the lifestyle is also very pure. The thought process is pure. We are slowly coming out of all the anarthas. We are not involved with the material world. We want to see everything as in the form of Krishna. Everything Krishna's hands we see in each activity, right?
Right.
So yeah, why not we do that?
Yeah.
Why do we have to just restrict, right? So
yeah.
Very good, Prabhu. Devotees, Sushilpa Mataji, why are you silent?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Relishing your explanation, Prabhu. Beautifully explained. Very beautifully explained on what Prabhupada is saying. At least they are come, the ones, it's still impersonalism, but at least they are coming to the platform of a soul rather than, and those who do meditation also we see, and they are either focusing on nothing, Brahman, or on Paramatma, the light in the heart, which is also impersonalism. So Prabhupada is saying, at least without any nothing, something is better than nothing. So eventually with the spiritual master's mercy, hearing continuously, attentively, they'll get to the platform of Krishna, knowing Krishna. So the Bhagwan teacher. Thank you so very much for explaining this.
Devotees, one thing I would like to say, let's not too much get distracted with this Brahman and Paramatma realization. It's a huge subject matter. There are religions based on that, just not one verse or two verses. So the easiest way is that let us be a devotee. Everything is very nicely explained. We see that Krishna has given a very nice, every other verse he says that, yes, those are also okay. But he says that devotees can understand much better. Right? What is that? He says, of course, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati, he says in the end, 18th chapter, 1855, that all this thing that he has said, then the Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, everything, he says it's all part and parcel of my devotees will understand those things nicely, perfectly. Right? So if you're in the devotional mood, you will understand everything nicely. So when we say Jnana, that does not mean immediately we are on the Jnana path and we are going to become scholar. The Jnana, what is Jnana? The intelligence, the knowledge is that Krishna is everything. That's why Krishna is using Jnanavan Mam Prapatyate. In that one, he is not using Bhaktaya. Bahunam Janmana Mante, Jnanaman Mam Parvate. That is the knowledge. But knowledge doesn't mean you are just going to be reading scriptures, becoming a scholar and becoming an expert. If you know Krishna, you know everything. That is the best knowledge we can get. And especially after reading Bhagavad Gita, I don't think anyone should have any doubt. But still, in the world, we see that so many people read, but they don't really follow Krishna, or they just take him again. They fall into one of those categories. So my personal realization or reflection is that let's not even too much spend time on the Brahman and the Paramatma. Maybe they have some merit, but my job right now, time is very short, right? And I have been given this wonderful human form. I'm going to make utmost utilization of this opportunity and realize Krishna, surrender to Krishna. And Krishna is saying that Manmana Bhava Madbhakto in the last one, and Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vaja. No doubts at all. I personally don't know why people even have a tinge of confusion when they have read all this thing. There's really no need at all. As it is, whatever Krishna said, Krishna says, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vaja. We'll just surrender to Krishna. Devotees, any more thoughts? I was about to show a couple of, I thought we'll read at least one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam because it is Krishna's appearance time. At least Krishna appears. Janma karma cha me divyam, right? Krishna doesn't have to take birth. He's eternal. We are all eternal. Devotees, can somebody say what is the two major difference between Krishna's appearance and our appearance? We also take birth. We also do some leela. In our family, we do certain things. Our family members are very impressed. But what are the two major things?
He is Krishna is absolute truth, and he's all spiritual. His mind and body is spiritual, Prabhuji. Whereas in our case, our soul is spiritual, whereas our mind is material, Prabhuji.
Very good. That's a great answer, Mataji. That is a great answer. There is also one more thing. Krishna doesn't appear because of a karma. He's not born by karma. Whereas we are born by karma, meaning we cannot choose who is going to be my parent. Did we ever choose, devotees? Has anyone here chosen that I want this parent?
No, Prabhuji.
No, you cannot. But Krishna can do that because he is the Supreme Lord. He is the creator of karma. So he is not bound by karma. He is the Supreme Sarva Karana Karanam. So that is one very important thing. We don't have that luxury or choice. We cannot say, I'm going to be born as a leader or a very aristocratic family. We can try. We can now present our human form. We can say, I'm going to be very pure, very, lot of spirituality and so on. But there is no guarantee. We don't know what is our baggage, complete baggage, we don't know. But Krishna is not bound by any of this. He can appear anytime, in any form. That is number one. Number two is that he always carries all the qualities. He may not display it. Even when he comes as a Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Varaha, you may say, what, these are all, animal form? Yes, Krishna, even though Matsya, he carries all the potency of the Supreme Lord as Shyamasundara, but he doesn't display. So that is why we are always so much, we are talking about Krishna as the Supreme Lord, because Krishna is the personality who has displayed all the kalas, all the gunas, the 64 qualities, the 16 kalas, everything as himself. Even Lord Ramchandra, who is none other than Krishna, he did not display all the quality. That doesn't mean he is not Krishna. When Parshuram came, he's also he's Krishna only. It's an avatar, right? But he's not showing the 100% of Krishna's quality. So that is why Krishna is considered always very, very supreme. That is why Srila Prabhupada every time says Supreme Personality of God. So devotees, why not we do that? But the good answer, Indra Mataji, that's good. He is spiritual. His body is spiritual. His activities are spiritual. Everything concerning Krishna is completely spiritual. Whereas we are bound by our karma, and that's why we get this body. Devotees, why not we read real one quick verse? This is from, again, Bhagavatam. As we all know, Canto 10 is the birth of Lord Krishna, chapter 3. And our Parikshit Maharaj, he has been waiting through all these verses, thousands of verses, all the 9 cantos, listening to various things. The creation, the secondary creation, what happened to this, incarnation, what happened to this particular devotee. And finally, this is what he was waiting for. But he was waiting very patiently. He had only 7 days. We don't know. We definitely had some more than 7 days, but we are not paid much attention. But Canto 10 is very, very important. Let us see what Vasudeva, Krishna's father, is saying when he looked at Krishna after he appears. Who can read this, devotees, real quick? Maybe Bhashwati Mataji, you want to try?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu. Adbhuktam balakam ambujekshanam chaturbhujam sankhagaddadya udyadhum udayudham srivatsalakshmam galasovikaustuභam pitambaram sandrapayodashaubhagam Maharha Vaidurya Kirita Kundala Tvesha Parisvakta Sahasra Kuntalam Uddama Kanchi Angada Kankanadivir Virochamanam Vasudevekshata. Sorry Prabhuji, I could not be able to read.
No, that is good. This has got 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it may be, it's in a different metric, but that's good. Very good, Mataji. Why not we just read the translation? Who can read? Maybe our Sushiva Mataji has not read. You want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so very much. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Vasudeva then saw the newborn child who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes and who bore in his 4 hands the 4 weapons Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, and on his neck the brilliant Kaustubha gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, bangles, and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, devotees, Krishna has appeared. As we know, Kansa, he came to know through the Akashwani that the 8th child of Devaki and Vasudeva, he'll be the killer of Kamsa. Kamsa is the uncle. He is the cousin brother of Devaki. But see, this is all so much, we come to know so many things about even our emotion. we have part of a little bit of Kamsa within us also. Kamsa immediately got, so that is the self-attachment. It is the 8th child. Why does he need to kill all the 7th child? It is said that when he was about to kill the first child, he thinks for a moment, Kamsa, even though he's a very bad guy, then why do you have to kill this? Oh, this child is so beautiful. Really, do I have to kill this? I think only the 8th child is going to kill. But then another mind comes, and this is what happens with us. The doubts, the mind, the jealousy, the envy, the insecurity all comes up. So then another mind is saying, no, you kill. You never know. Something said 8. It could be any child. Don't take chance at all. Right? So here, Krishna has already appeared. He is the 8th child. And this is the midnight. And Vasudeva is seeing at this newborn child. And Krishna appears in the Chaturbhuja. I think in somewhere in the top, it would say Chaturbhujam, right? Chaturbhujam, Sankha, Gada, Udayudam. So he will appear in the Vishnu form. The reason he appears, Acharyas have said, any thought, devotees, why he appears in the Vishnu form? Baldesva Prabhu.
Prabhuji, sorry, Prabhuji, I missed some part.
Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Haribol. So yeah, it is Acharyas have said Krishna appears in the Vishnu form because they were all worshipping Vishnu. This is again a realization we have to understand. Many people think that Krishna is an avatar of Vishnu. It's not like that at all. Vishnu and Krishna are one and the same. But Krishna appears a little later. That doesn't mean it's eternal. It's a little difficult it's inconceivable for us to understand this. Because Vishnu is eternal, Krishna is eternal. So there is nothing called who came first. They both are eternally there. So Krishna appears as Vishnu because that is what they used to worship, to just kind of convince them that everything is going to be good. Otherwise, when they will look at they haven't seen Krishna before them. So they won't know. They will get even more bewildered. Who is this, personality? So he appears as first as the Vishnu form, and then Devaki would say that she cannot really even, understand what is going on. Then he'll become like a small newborn child, like Krishna. That is where the Balakrishna comes into. Krishna's all Leela. His father Vasudeva will take him to Gokul. And from Gokul, he will stay in Vrindavan for about 10 years. And then on his 11th year, he will go to Mathura. He will kill Kansa. Again, why does Krishna has to appear, devotees? Sushilpa Mataji knows this. Why does Krishna has to appear?
When adharma is when there are discrepancies in religious activities, and then when devotees call him in order to fulfill the desires of the devotees and to perform leelas with the devotees.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what Kansa did? Another very, very, dangerous thing Kansa did. Can anybody say what was that?
Started killing all the kids in the.
Right. Yeah. Very violent. Yeah, very violent. But even before that, he imprisoned his own father, Ugrasena. Ugrasena was the king of Mathura. But Kansa becomes so envious of even his father. Devotees, this all happens in the material world. This is just not a fictional story or a fairy tale or anything like that. When you look at this has happened, is happening right now also in the world. People just fight with their own father, their brothers, their family members, just for what? Sense gratification. That is the attachment, right? So Kansa had imprisoned Ugrasena. He is also in the prison. And then ultimately, Krishna and Balram would go to Mathura when they are like 11, 12 years. They will fight with, Krishna would fight with Kansa. He will kill him. And then he'll make Ugrasena again back as the king of Mathura. And then he will go to, he will create his own city, which is Dwaraka. So there are wonderful, wonderful pastime devotees. I know we don't have much time. It's almost done, but I want to really go through the very quick. Okay, Bhagavan, can somebody read this very quick, devotees? Because so many Bhagavans are there, but this is the proper definition of Bhagavan. Mahesh Prabhu, why don't you read real quick?
Okay, I will try. Yeah. Bhagavan Bhagya, all opulence, van honor. Aishwarasya samagrasya viryasya yashasriya jnana vairagyasya chaiva sananam bhagya itin gana.
Okay, you can read the English also, Prabhu.
Yeah. Strength, fame, wisdom, wealth, beauty, and renunciation. Satchit Ananda.
So this renunciation is very important, devotees.
Yeah.
When somebody has got some strength, fame, and wealth, you think they will renounce? They don't give up, right? They want more and more. They want more. They want more strength. They want more fame. Has anybody stopped with their fame? No, they want, even at the age of 80, 90, they think that no, I want to be known more. But Krishna is the eternal for all this thing, but he has also the renunciation. He really doesn't get involved. If Krishna becomes involved, attached, yeah, he gets attached to the devotees. But other than that, he does not get. He's very neutral. So Bhagavan has got a very special meaning. The title cannot be applied to everybody. And of course, we know this, Ishvara Paramakrishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadir Adi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. There are so many, devas and devatas, but Krishna is the supreme Lord. As Indra Mataji mentioned, he is not made up of anything material. He is entirely made up of Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Then he is eternal. We are all eternal. But Anadir Adi Govinda, there is none before him, there is none above him also, higher than him. And this is very important, devotees, Sarva Karanaka. Always we have to remember. He is not one of the causes. He is the supreme cause, Sarva Karana. And then here we see, very briefly, devotees, I won't take more than 2 minutes. This is Krishna. Everything comes out of Krishna. This we must understand. This is called the Swayam Rupa, his original form. And from there, he expands so many things, This is called Swayam Prakasa. Like the same Krishna, he expands. Like here, we have the picture of the Rasa Leela. It's Krishna only, but expansion from this Krishna. And then there are also several other expansions. This is called Vaibhava Prakasa, meaning it is Krishna only, Balaram. But there are some difference. What is the difference? One, the color. But Balaram is very, white, golden color. And Balaram's mood is to serve, to facilitate. And Krishna's mood is to enjoy. Bhoktaram, what is that? Yajna Tapasam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the enjoyer of all the sacrifice, Krishna. And Balaram is the same Krishna, but he facilitates so that Krishna can enjoy. Then comes all this, Tat Ekatma Rupa, so many, different, the forearm Vishnu. Then here, all the Leela avatars are there. Matsya, Kurma, Ramchandra, Narasimha. Then these are all the Purusha avatars. We have gone through this quite a few times. Karana Dakshaya Vishnu, Garbha Dakshaya Vishnu, Chiro Dakshaya Vishnu. Then these are all the Guna avatars, where his gunas take the form of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And then here is the Satyavesha avatara. So many, the Kumaras, the Narada, Brahma, Ananta, so many. Then there's the Manmantra. We read this maybe in a couple chapters ago, how the demigods, they change in certain times of the Manmantra. Right? All the even the spiritual, higher, not the exactly spiritual, but the higher heavenly planets. There the Devas and Devatas, they change also. So he is also part of that. Then he appears every yuga, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Every time Krishna appears. One thing though, Krishna here on the top, he appears only once in a day of Brahma. But other than that, there will be every Satya Yuga. We are in the Kali Yuga right now, devotees. After this Kali Yuga, we have about 28,000 years. After this, another Satya Yuga will begin. There will be many, many avatars, expansion of Krishna there. But Krishna is not going to be appearing as per our Shastra. But he will come. Because yada yadai dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Will come whenever there is a decrease in dharma and increase in adharma. So, but we have to always understand this, everything emanates from Krishna. This is the understanding. This is the philosophy. Once if you understand this, everything else we will be able to accept it very nicely. We don't have to fight who is Shiva, is Brahma. This has been already described, explained very well. Brahma appears only from the navel of Krishna, Vishnu. Shantakaram, Bhujagashayanam. What is that? Say that, Mataji. Shantakaram, Bhujagashayanam.
Padmanabham Suresham.
Yeah.
Vishwadharam Gagana Sadusham Meghavarnam Shubhangam.
Yeah. So, Padmanabham, because he's from his navel, there are so many creations from his navel. Right? So this is the supreme. Why we keep on calling supreme personality of God? That is because everything aham sarvasa prabhavo. Each and every creation, manifestation, everything is from Krishna. Dear devotees, do we know the meaning of Vishnu? One of the meanings of Vishnu? These questions are very difficult to answer because there may be 1,000 different answers for that. But one of the great answers for Vishnu is that Vishnu is made up of two words, Vishwa and Anu. Vishwa means the entire manifestation, the cosmos, entire. Anu means the atom, a very minute. That is why it is called Achinta Veda Veda. Because he is the entire cosmos and he is also the minute particle of the cosmos. That is why he is both. He is bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest. Which we don't understand. That is what we understand. Sushma Mataji, do you understand that Krishna is everything?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very good. Devotees, we are almost like 9:10 now. We can conclude here. On Monday, have a wonderful... any thoughts before Janmashtami? No thoughts about Krishna?
Prabhuji, I'm just waiting for him to permanently settle in my puja room.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best.
Haribol. Very good. Excellent. So, have a wonderful Janmashtami, devotees. Some of us are celebrating today, tonight. Some of us are celebrating tomorrow night. Maha-arti, Mahaprasadam in Alachua. A lot of devotees are going there. Be safe. Have a wonderful trip to Alachua or wherever D-Land, some group are going to D-Land temple also. Pray for everybody and let us make a very sincere effort that we get the guidance to surrender to Lord Krishna. There's nothing better than that. Mahesh Prabhu, any final thoughts or we will conclude here?
Yeah, I think we have very good today discussion. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, for explaining all this. Yeah.
So be prepared to share your experiences on Monday.
Yes.
How did you enjoy Janmashtami? Okay.
Yeah.
Vanchakalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Tampa Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Tampa Bhagavad Gita study ki jai. Devotees, have a wonderful Janmashtami.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare
same to
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.